written. Hello friends, good afternoon all of you, and let's start today. So I think that in previous class we people were talking about resume writing. So we'll try to cover remaining part in this class. So let's continue. I will share the screen. Okay, now someone just reply me if my voice is audible to you clearly as well as the screen is visible.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you. So let's continue with this, that in your resume, you people are going to add summary of qualifications as well. So when you're thinking about summary of qualifications, so that time you can also think that it can be optional. Why it is said optional? The reason is that either you can add educational qualification or summary of qualification. If you're adding all those educational qualifications, like say from highest, if you consider if you have PhD, so that is will be the highest. First of all, you are going to maintain that. And let's say if you are having then MTech, that is your post graduation, then you are going to mention it then if you are having your graduation, that will be your BTech. And if you are going to have diploma or your HSC, that you are going to mention here after that. And at the end, you people are going to mention your SSC. So this should be the sequence. What sequence? That you are going to mention highest qualification first, and then you are coming to the lowest qualification. Don't mention SSC in the first place. It says that mention or add educational qualification if it puts emphasis or links your background that is most relevant to the job requirements. So based on that, you people can add if you're having additionally MBA, if you have done any other courses, that you people can add here in your education qualification. Key work skills, outstanding traits, relevant work history, so that you people can add here. Highlight skills that aren't obvious from past work experience. Suppose that you're working in one company, let's say XYZ, and in that company you are having one particular skill, and if that skill was not highlighted here, you people can highlight that skill here. So whatever the skills and knowledge you people have, you people try to put it front or highlight those skills which are relevant for the post. Think of the post as per the research of that post, people are going to add all those skills and relevant experience for that post. So here given example, instead of this, that summary of qualification, knowledge of medical terminology, knowledge of accounts payable software, accounts receivable. So this is just an example, but you can see this way you people can add in your resume. Will not go much in details, because instead of just following this format, you people are advised to follow the format which is given for assignment. That format will be let's say comfortable and convenient for all your people. Okay. So in this education, you people can add all those things. So here what you can do, you people can just try to make a table like this. Okay. And you people try to add some of the features like this, whatever I told in previous slide. So that can be serial number, then qualifications, then board or university, then year of passing, marks obtained, and percentage. So this kind of tabular form you people can make and add your education qualification here. As I told you, from highest qualification to lowest. So you'll come here SSC. So for students and recent graduates, begin with your education. List your highest level of education achieved first. Highlight your degrees earned or to be earned. Let's say if you're just completing your MTech, you have completed your BTech and you have taken admission to the MTech. So in that case, you're going to mention that also. Okay. List your major minor concentration. So this is not for us because there are some other universities which are just offering multiple graduation. Multiple graduation means एकाच वेळेस 2 ते 3 सब्जेक्ट मध्ये तुम्हाला ग्रॅज्युएशन होऊ शकतं. So this is not for we people की main subject will be major and optional subjects will be minor, something like this. So you don't pay attention to this one, not necessary that major and minor. List your GPA if it is 3 point or higher. I think that in case of us, we people have CGPA. CGPA course, you can just mention if your score is more than 7.0. In that case, you can add this. List your relevant coursework. If you have done any course, short-term courses that you people can add here. And if any special license or credentials, perhaps you may not have, but you might have done some short certificate courses, then you can add those certificates. Exams like Olympiad exams or any GATE exam or any other exams that you people have passed, try to give details of those exams. And any training that you people have attended, that is also very useful, relevant for your course. In that case, you people mention the training also which you have completed recently. So this way you people can add your educational qualification also. I have already told you that instead of just this format, you can follow this format. That will be better for you. In case of experience, we'll talk about now what counts as experience, that emphasize or minimize what you'll just have to do, and how to emphasize and what to minimize, then how to quantify your experience, how you can expand on your skills, and format of mentioning experience. That all points we people will see in the following slides. So we'll try to understand what counts as experience. Okay, so include positions related to the job you are seeking, such as, so maybe earlier you might have worked as a student. Right now you people don't have any experience. Okay, but whenever you people will be working, let's say for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, you people might have worked in any of the organizations, and then the people wanted to switch, you wanted to change the job. In that case, what you people can do, you people can mention your experience here. And that experience can be like this: whether the work you have done, whether it was paid employment or whether it was unpaid employment, whether you're getting some salary, whether you're not getting salary, whether it was honorary or whether it was a remuneration were paid to you, that you people have to try to find out. Then any internship if you have done, internship is a short term that you people are maybe for 6 months, maximum 6 months, you people are just getting experience in that organization. These are called internships. So if you have done any internships, that can be, again, you can consider as an experience, and you try to mention it in your experience column. Again, if you're working with some student organizations, like if you think that ABVP is also one of the student organizations. What is this ABVP? Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad. So if there are such organizations, if you are working with, if you're connected with, then you can just mention also you are the member of such organization, or if any let's say any post you are holding in such organizations, like a secretary, like maybe any post if you are holding of such organizations as a student, you people can mention that also. In case of volunteerism, if you are just working with some of the organizations, or we'll call it NGOs. So what is NGO? NGO is nothing but non-government organization, and if you're working with as a volunteer, as a working as a volunteer, it means that here also you people do not get any kind of money paid for work you've done. So such kind of things also you people can mention. Apart from that, I would like to tell you people, if you're working with NCC or NSS, do you know about NCC, NSS? So what is NCC? You try to become part of NSS, National Service Scheme, and National Cadet Corps. These are two organizations which are for the students. So if you're working with such things, you people try to mention it in your resume. It will be additional useful for you, that you people can just think of. Then In community service, if you are just doing some social work, that will be again you people can mention if you're working for some social evil, social problems, any community problem, if you are just trying to solve, that will be your social work. That you people can try to just add it here. Okay. Then we people will try to understand on the next slide that how you can emphasize the relevant experience and how you can minimize which is not relevant. Okay, so it says emphasize relevant experience and minimize irrelevant experience. Okay, so let's say you have 5 skills. Okay, and you are going to apply for one post, and for that one post, whatever the skills you people have, out of that only 2 are relevant. Okay, in that case you're going to mention these 2 only. If these 3 which are not related to this post, in that case you can minimize these skills. Okay, so this way people try to emphasize relevant experience and minimize irrelevant experience. Minimize means that you can skip it, you can don't mention it. You can distinguish between relevant experience and additional experience. So relevant means which is necessary, you can mention it. Additional means which is extra, it is not necessary here. So in such a case, you people can try to distinguish, try to make difference between what you have, how many skills, how many experience your people have, and then you people just try to think whether it is suitable, whether it is relevant. If it is relevant, if it is suitable, then mention it in your resume. If you think that for this particular post, it is not required, in such case, you people can skip it. You can minimize that. Then list your accomplishments, not just your responsibilities. Accomplishment, that what you have achieved so far. Suppose that you were working in previous organization, and because of that you people were has taken some decisions, and those were remarkable for you. That idea worked a lot, and it was very useful for your organization. In such cases, you people try to mention those ideas, those your decisions, those the suggestions that you have made, and the changes it brought to the organization. So that you people can add. For example, mention ideas you had that may have improved your workplace. If you have any such ideas, that also people try to mention, because that will be your accomplishment, that will be your kind of, let's say, success also, people can say, which was in your previous organization, not in this organization. Okay, use vocabulary or keywords from your chosen field. So let's say any particular field that you people have chosen, you need to find suitable words, suitable vocabulary that will be useful to express your experience, that you people can mention in right words, appropriate words, that will be useful for you. Then next we people will try to understand how to quantify your experience. So what is meaning of quantifying experience? Quantifying means that you mention in the quantity. So quantity means in terms of numbers. So 1, 2, 3, or once, twice, thrice, again, frequently, something like this. So you are making it into quantity. So quantify your actions whenever it is possible. Why to quantify? By quantifying, they will get exact understanding, or let's say exact idea about how was the nature of your work. So if you're just saying I was a supervisor, what you're saying, I was a supervisor, only this statement is not sufficient to elaborate more about your work. Okay, so if you're mentioning I was a supervisor where I used to supervise 50 people, or 50 people were working under me. So in this case, they will understand that you have the capacity to handle 50 persons. Okay, so you just try to mention how many people did you supervise. Okay, so what you did here, you are just quantifying your experience. Instead of just I was a supervisor, it will be only a plain statement. And instead of using plain statement, you are saying I was a supervisor where I used to supervise 50 people. Okay, so that will be better. If you gave regular reports, how often? Suppose that you are expected to write reports, and you are writing reports regular. Regular means how it can be weekly, or it can be daily, or it can be monthly, it can be quarterly. So how often you used to write reports that people try to mention? So here what you're doing, you're quantifying your experience. You're mentioning it in quantity. So if you're saying weekly, so it means that in a month you're writing 4 reports, something like this. If you improved sales by how much? Here also you people try to mention that it improved by 10%, it improved by 15% or 25%, something like that. You try to mention in the term of quantity, in the terms of numbers, percentage, etc. You people try to use. So that will give exact idea about the work. Nature of your experience will be more elaborated if you are just quantifying it in terms of numbers and percentage. Okay, so are you getting it? Are you paying attention?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so at least some people are paying attention, but I can just check frequently. In between, I can stop teaching and I may ask randomly anybody. If they are listening, that is okay. They need to respond me immediately. And if you are not responding, if your voice is not coming, or in chat box, if you are not sending anything when I am asking, so that time your attendance will not be marked. So all you people, be ready. Don't just stay connected and uh, not pay attention. Okay, so this way you can quantify your experience. What is meaning of quantifying your experience? You are mentioning in terms of numbers, quantity, percentage, etc. Then we people will try to understand that expand on your skills. So what is meaning of this expand on your skills? That you need to expand your skills. Look for the ways to demonstrate such qualities. So if you are getting a chance that you can show your good communication skills, you need to take this chance and show that you have good communication skills. But try to avoid mentioning it in your resume. If you are mentioning in your resume good communication skills, in that case, you should have really good communication skills. See the contrast. If you are mentioning you have good communication skills, but while talking with you, it seems that your communication skills is poor. So that will be again contrast. That shows that you don't have good communication skills, but you think that you have. So it should not happen. When you think that you really have good communication skills, then only you mention it. The next, leaderships and organizational skills. So what are leadership skills? When you people come ahead and take some responsibilities and do something with the help of group, then it can be considered that you have leadership skills. So if you just try to find out some example situations in your personal life, maybe in academics also, that if you are having leadership skills, if you work with a team, in that case, you people try to find it out and mention that you have leadership skills. And organizational skills, that you're coming together, you're setting a target, you're completing the work, that will be organizational skills. So if you think that you have those organizational skills, you can just try to demonstrate. What is meaning of demonstrate? That you try to show that you have those skills. Okay. Then ability to work on a team. To try to show them that you have the ability to work on a team. Try to understand here, it is ability to work on a team. If it is ability to work in a team, then it would be different. So what is the difference between ability to work on a team and ability to work in a team? Who will tell me काय फरक असणार आहे? ability to work on a team म्हटलं की काय होतं अर्थ, आणि ability to work in a team म्हटलं की काय होतं? Somebody should tell me. If you understand that ability to work in a team and ability to work on a team, two different phrases and meaning is different. Hmm? Nobody knows. Okay, so again, try to understand, pay attention. When you say ability to work in a team, it means that you are part of team. Okay, and when you say ability to work on a team, in that case, it shows that you can work on a team. So I'll explain it with this. So when you say ability to work in team, you are inside this team. Okay, and when you say ability to work on a team, you are outside this team, and you can just have control. So that is difference between ability to work in a team and ability to work on a team. The next, you people can also try to show good work ethics. So if you have good work ethics like that, you are punctual, you are just sincere, you are just hardworking, and let's say you know better what to do and what not to do. So these are called work ethics. So if you have work ethics, you try to show that you have good work ethics. And then next is interpersonal skills. So what is this interpersonal skills? Interpersonal skills means that your ability to communicate and create relationships with your co-workers, your colleagues. So there are people around you, and how you are having communication with them, what you're talking with them, and whether they're understanding you, you are understanding them, and you are having some, let's say, communication. So that is called interpersonal skills. Your interaction with others. That will be your interpersonal skills. So you try to demonstrate those skills which are important, or it can be other skills also, not this much. But if you get a chance to show any of your skills, you try to demonstrate your qualities which can be important and that you have. Okay, then we'll go to the next slide. So here you people get the format. Format of what? Format of mentioning your experience. Okay. So how to mention your experience? First of all, include those things. You need to mention the name of company in which you were working. Okay. It is in past. So first of all, you mention the name. Then next is location. So you are mentioning where is that company, that we need to mention. Then next is job title. So you are working as what? You are working as a manager, supervisor, team leader. You are working as sales representative. What you are working as? Then next is dates of employment. Okay, so dates of employment, you are working from what? Let's say 2019. I will say here just an example, from May 2019, okay, to June 2000, let's say 19. So June 2019. So that you are mentioning the dates of employment also. If you have exact dates, you can mention exact dates as well. And then there is next, which means that duties performed. So when you are mentioning duties performed, when you are working as a manager, which duties you are doing? That conducting meetings, then giving instructions to the employees, then just solving their problems. So you might be doing as a manager, you might be having some kind of responsibilities, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that work responsibilities you people can mention here in this mentioning your experience. Make this section easy to read. So you try to make it simple and you try to make it readable. Okay, so that the employers can read it easily and there should not be difficulty, and try to use spacing and bullets. So I think that in previous class I have told you what are the spacings and bullets. So if you want to use bullets, there are different shapes of bullets that you people can use it. You can use this kind of, or if you wanted to use, you can use this kind of also. Here I do not have much, but I think that if you are using Word or if you are using PowerPoint, there you people can get different bullets and different spacing options that you people can use. Here it may not be suitable that you people can use these kinds of numbers and bullets. Okay, but you people can add such things because this will be useful. Each sentence starts with an action verb. Do not use personal pronouns. So like that, maybe worked. So your experience that should begin with verb, and that should be like this, verb. Okay, so here you are beginning with verb and this is in past. Okay, because your experience is that you are work in an company, so that was in the past. So it should be in past tense. And don't use personal pronouns. Don't say I worked or I had worked. Don't use pronouns like I or we. Okay? So that will not be okay. Use correct verb tenses. I just told you, if you are having some responsibilities currently or presently, then you are using present tense. And if it was in the past that you have done something, it will be in the past tense. Okay. So if you're talking for previous job positions, that will be in past tense. And for present positions, current positions, you are going to use present tense. Avoid using terms that only an insider would understand. Maybe there are certain short forms. For example, in case of, I would like to tell you, you people will get this term in Sweri College. So what is this triple P? Does anyone know? What is this triple P? So you may come across with this phrase triple PE, and there is a certain meaning. Only the people who are working or related with Sweri, they will understand only. So what is this triple P? It will be something like that: Pandharpur pattern in professional education. Okay. So that is called triple P. So if you are using such short forms, which only a particular people will know, that will not be okay. So avoid using terms that only insider, only that people who are in that organization only understand. That things people need to avoid. Okay, otherwise it may create problem, because you know that what does it mean, but maybe that employer or interviewer, he or she doesn't know what that triple P means. So people need to avoid such things. Rather than you need to make it, you can elaborate it, you can clarify it maximum if it is possible. Make it understandable. It should not be that you know but others don't know. So that care you people can take. On next slide, you people can see some examples mentioned here in this format. So here they are mentioning experience and dates from 2000 that year to that year. So the post, which is post, sales associate. Then name of the company, name of the company. Where is this company? Address of this company. Then what were the duties? Maintained. See the verb used here. It is in the past. Maintained knowledge of sales and promotions. Okay. Then with the help of again this kind of bullets in space that people can see. Okay. Greeted. So see the verb used here. It is not use a pronoun. I maintained. No pronouns used here. Greeted customers and ascertained customer wants or needs. Then answered. Here also you'll come to know that this is in past. Okay. So answered questions regarding store merchandise. Okay. So you'll come to know that these are the job duties that are bulleted. These are the bulleted. Or you people can use different bullets like this. People can use different bullets like this also. People can use different bullets also. So this way you people can highlight this. Okay. So with this, we people will go to the next slide. If you want, you people can add other sections in your resumes like this. Honors. Honors means the main, let's say, subject in which you have graduation. That is called honors, like majors, minors, and honors. Then activities. In activities, rather than we people will call it here co-curricular and extracurricular activities. So these kind of activities you people try to add. Maybe if you're participating in different competitions, speech competition, poster presentation, speech competition, or let's say there are different competitions that you might be part of this. And if you get some certificates or some ranks that you people can add in your co-curricular activities and extracurricular activities. If you possess a specific skills, you people try to add it in skills. You can mention technical skills and mention what technical skills you people have. And apart from that, if there are any other certain skills that you people try to add it here. So these things, if you wanted to add, you people can add. Then next point is of references. We'll try to understand what is references. So what is references? You people are giving reference as that particular person knows to you. Okay. So what is this reference? Let's say right now you people just qualified or you just completed your graduation and you people are looking for a job. And so you have given interview and there it is asked for reference. So that time you are giving the reference of persons, at least one or two people, reference you people are giving. So what is this reference about? Let's say that people's name. Okay, I will just write out in text. You people are just mentioning name of that person, then designation. Designation means that person is working as what, then name of organization, is working as what, then his contact details. So these much information you need to provide if they wanted to inquire about you. Means what they can do if the employers wanted to make inquiry. So they may contact this person and they will ask that the candidate whose name is, let's say that XYZ candidate is here, whose interview has been done and you wanted to know more about him. Do you know him? So whatever information about you, they may ask this person. And if this person knows you, in that case, they will give positive feedback about you and your confirmation will be final. For this purpose, you need to give minimum 1 or 2 references. So generally do not include references on your resume. It is not necessary. It is not necessary to type also references available upon request. Why? Because employers will contact you for references if necessary. If the employers think that they wanted some references, in that case, they will ask you provide us some references so that we can make more inquiry about you. And then you can provide references, but not necessary. You can think if you wanted to add, you can add. If you don't want, you can avoid it. So whose names you people can add here? कोणाचं रेफरन्स म्हणून नाव देऊ शकता तुम्ही? शेजाऱ्याचं, आपल्या घरच्या शेजाऱ्याचं, मित्राचं, कोणाचं नाव द्यायचं रेफरन्स म्हणजे आन्सर म्हणून? Don't you know? Let me check if people are listening to me. Shweta, roll number 6. Are you paying attention? Shweta Jadhav. Is it audible? See, if you are not responding, your attendance will not be marked. Until and unless you people are just saying yes, no at least. So roll number 6 will be absent. Then Sonali, roll number 14. Is it audible, Sonali?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Roll number 25, Jivan.
Yes, sir.
Roll number 38, Shiv Bhakti. Is it audible? Roll number 38. So roll number 38 will be absent for this class. Roll number Swapnali or roll number 45.
Yes, sir.
Roll number 16, Harshad. Roll number 42, Snehal.
Yes, sir.
present.
Sir, 06 present.
प्रेझेंट आहे. इतका वेळ मी सांगत होतो 06 तर पुढे आवाज मला येत नव्हता. आता लगेच.
Sir, range problem.
In that case, you can send something in chat box. Okay, all right. So, कुणाचं नाव देऊ शकतो आपण रेफरन्स म्हणून? The person that knows you well and he's working with some organizations. Usually, I will give example. You can mention your name of your principal. Okay. So, in which you people have completed your graduation, that you people can provide as a reference. किंवा दुसरं मग तुमच्या एरियामधलं एखादं let's say MP or MLA. MP, member of parliament, MLA, member of legislative assembly, that you people can provide. If you people wanted to just get acquainted with him, then only. Otherwise, if you are mentioning name of your MLA and that MLA doesn't know about you, in that case, don't provide. अशा व्यक्तीचा रेफरन्स द्यायचा की जी व्यक्ती तुम्हाला ओळखू शकते किंवा तुमच्याबद्दल जर त्यांनी विचारलं तर ते सांगू शकते. That kind of people you people can give as a reference. So here mention, choose professional references rather than personal references. So don't give references of your friends, don't give references of your relatives or neighbors, or you can give references, professional references. In that case, these people, they can talk positive about you if it is inquired. Practice good etiquette and ask your references for permission before giving out their contact information. So as I told you, you can give principals as a reference, but before that you need to take permission of principal. You need to go to the principal and ask them, sir, I wanted to give your contact details as a reference for this organization. I am shortlisted for interview, or my interview is done and I'm waiting for a final confirmation, and I wanted to give your details as for reference. And if your principal says yes, okay, no problem, you can give my contact details, in that case you give. And if principal says, no, don't give my contact details, it is not okay for me, in that case you don't give, because they may talk negative about you and it will again your loss. So therefore, take their permission before giving their contact details. Take their permission before giving them their name as reference. Okay, that you
Hello,
people
sir.
Yes, sure.
सर तुम्ही 38 नंबर अनाउन्स केलता, मला रेंज नव्हती, ती कनेक्टिंगच येत होतं माईक ऑन करून. सर
बर, ठीक आहे. Let's say on next slide, people will talk about this resume format. Keep your resume format simple. Likewise, here I have already told you that you people try to prefer the format which is given in assignment. Don't try to follow this format, because when you people will go to second year, third year, that time you will come across with different formats. That time you people can change that format. But as a first year students, you will follow that given format also. Use a uniform font type, okay, font size and margin setting all around. So in case of font type, I will suggest here Times New Roman will be the best. That font you can consider. In case of font size, the people will choose better 12 size, and if it is titles or headings, that will be 14. Okay. Suggested margin is 1 inch all around. So what is margin? If you are just having this page layout, so there will be 1 inch space from all sides, from right, left, from top and bottom. You are leaving 1 inch space. Do not use abbreviations. Already people have discussed that there is no need to use any kind of abbreviations. Then next people will talk about use bold, italics and underlining sparingly. Sparingly means very rarely. No need to use frequently bold letters. If you are using again and again bold letters, it will not look good. No frequent italics and no more underlining words. Use rarely. Sparingly means rarely. Print your resume on white or neutral color paper. White, usually white paper, and we'll consider A4 size page. So that will be the better suggestions for your resume. So that's all about resumes. Here some sample is given, but that is not what I can suggest here. You people can just follow what you people have given in assignments, and accordingly all you people make your resume. So here it is given something like that. You people can read. Name is given, then here it is address, then you people can see contact number, email ID, objective, then summary of their achievements, then education, then experience is mentioned here. So likewise, but don't follow this format. Rather than you people can follow, I will share that another. I will share that assignments format. So I'll stop sharing this screen and we'll just share with resume writing. So this you people can see. That can be the better way to prepare your simple resume. So what do people can think here? People can just think about photograph that you can paste here. Then you people can mention your full name, your email ID, and your contact details. Your address will come here. Then next, your career objective to explore my skills and abilities for better work and providing solutions in the field of engineering and technology. It can be changed. It should not be similar for all. You can think, you can find out on the internet and you can just mention better career objective here. You can use such kind of bullets. Here it is bold. Your name, email ID, contact details will be in bold later. That personal details is again bold. Then you can mention your address, birth date, languages known, marital status, and nationality. All these points you people have to cover here. Then as I told you, people can make the table of this educational qualifications where course, your BTech, your HSC, your SSC, board or university, Pune or Solapur University, something like this, year of passing, total marks, that how much marks was there, and out of that total, how much you got. If it is 100 marks, out of that, how much you got, and percentage. That you people can consider. Here you can add extra curricular activities and co-curricular activities. Like that I have told you that you got first prize, second prize, any trophy, any particular medal or any kind of rank, award, reward that you received, that you people can add here in curricular and extracurricular activities. Work experience, if people try to mention right now, mention imaginary. I have worked as a technician, as an engineer in Infosys and Wipro from 2000, let's say 18 to 19, something like this. Right now, imaginary mention, but afterwards, the people can mention. Then references. Here it is told that write names of any two persons with their designations, organizations, and their contact details that you have to provide as far as you're providing them some contact information. If you have any skills, computing skills, you can mention that you have done MS-IT, Triple C, MS Office, Word, PowerPoint presentation, Excel, etc. That you people can add. Apart from that, if you have done other courses like Tally and other those things, people can mention here. Here you can mention hobbies. A couple of hobbies are expected. A minimum 2 hobbies you people can add here. Watching news, reading newspapers, reading technical books, traveling. You can change your hobbies. This should not be hobbies of all people. You can change your hobbies like what you have. In case of major strengths, people try to change your strengths. Here it says, able to do assigned work independently and perfectly, able to communicate in grammatically correct or oral and written language. You can say better, good communication skills here. It means good communication skills. Able to work under stressful and diverse conditions. So think about your strengths and try to add here. And at the end, you people can just add this declaration. I hereby declare that all the information given above is true to the best of my knowledge and belief. place, date, and your name and your signature will appear here. So this kind of format you use and make your own resume in soft copy. Okay, so will you make your resumes? Will you make your resumes? Okay, all you people make your resume. You can take 1 week's time and try to make your resumes. And if any difficulty, you can ask me. Okay, fine. So with this, we'll take attendance today here and we'll stop. So we'll consider attendance. Roll number 40. Vrushali, is it audible to you, Vrushali? Every time, see, you are not.
Yes, sir.
You have not changed your roll number in B space 40. So all students have not given any space. So you remove that space.
Yes, sir.
Okay. B 40 should be so that your name will appear sequentially. So your name appears at the first because you have given space after B. Okay. So number 1, 2, 3 absent. Then 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 absent. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 absent. 25, 26, 27. So who's saying Akshay Patil B27, Aniket Mori is having network issue. Okay. - 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36 absent. 37, 38, 39 absent. 40 is here. 41, 42, 43, 44 absent. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50 absent. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57 absent. And 58, 59 absent. 60, 61, 62 absent. 63, 64, 65 absent. And 66. Okay, so absent numbers once again confirm. If your number is there, try to tell me that you are present. Roll number 3, roll number 18, 24, 36, 39, 44, 50, 53, 55, 56, 57, 59, 62, and 65. These are absent numbers. Okay, so with this, we'll stop here. I will end this meeting from my side. Maybe in next class, probably you are going to have democracy class.